we are back with another Watercooler episode here on the Knicks Sports Channel. And today we got to talk about the World Series. It's over. We have a baseball offseason that has begun. We have the Bears winning a crazy game on the road. We have the Bulls dropping their first game of the season, setting up a showdown tonight with the 76ers. And we have a lot of WWE to catch up on, including some titles changing hands over the weekend and a lot of fallout last night on Raw. It was war on Netflix. That's right. It's the Knicks Sports Show channel, whatever you want to call it right now. But first, we got to ask you to please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring that bell, everybody, for our mascot, Freckles.
The biggest
Look at that face. We call her Frexy with an XIE on the end, if you fancy. So we got some stuff to talk about, Nika. The World Series is over, and to the surprise of nobody, the Los Angeles Dodgers reign supreme once again, back-to-back titles in the Shohei Ohtani era, the great baseball experiment, as we call it here.
Congratulations. Yay.
Congratulations to the Dodgers. They have officially ruined baseball, Nika.
Well, Dave Roberts said they are setting out to ruin baseball somewhat.
Yes, they are definitely relishing in this, and more on that in a moment. But I do want to mention one particular player, and that is the World Series MVP himself, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. What a performance in the World Series. Game 2, complete game, gives up a run. Game 6, 6 innings, gets the win, gave up a run. And then the very next day, Game 7 comes in and pitches 2.2 innings and gets the win.
Wow, impressive.
3 wins in a World Series. And he is the first pitcher to do that in a World Series since 2001. Randy Johnson doing it for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Wow.
Crazy company to be in. Already like a Hall of Famer there. So you only can assume that Yamamoto is doing things that will put him on a Hall of Fame trajectory one day. And it's hard to imagine him not doing it. He's 26, 27 years oldish. I mean, he's about to enter his prime according to all the statistical data that we have historically. So,
and you know what?
What a madman, and it wasn't Ohtani.
It wasn't Ohtani for MVP. Yeah,
it wasn't Ohtani for MVP, to the surprise, I think, of a lot of people before this series started. But nevertheless, it's hard to argue with what Yamamoto did. I don't think there was an argument. It was pretty unanimous. So, he is the MVP. Congratulations to him and the Los Angeles Dodgers, and congratulations to Dave Roberts, his 3rd World Series championship, including the back-to-back with the Dodgers. I think it's pretty fair to assume that he is also on a Hall of Fame trajectory as a manager. I mean, the media loves him, so they're going to vote for him anyway.
And he's got 3 rings now.
And he's got the 3 rings. And so, I mean, you could argue that's why they love him, but, you know, it is what it is. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame most likely, and he's got 4 more seasons that he wants to manage before he hangs him up, according to what he's told the media now. And if they're anything like this season, they're going to be roller coasters. So he better buckle up. It's not always going to be fun and rainbows over there in Los Angeles. But it's hard to argue with the results that they get. World Series back-to-back. But there is a couple things bothering me about it, Nika. And one of those things is just the way that the Dodgers are sort of relishing in how they were able to do this. The deferred money, we all know about the contracts, but Ohtani's big one, obviously. He's deferring
all of it,
$68 million out of 70 every year. The best player in the game is giving up like over 95% of his contract. He's defaulting on it till 10 years from now.
Right.
Crazy. I mean, the Dodgers will have to pay that then, but who knows what their bankrolls will be.
Sure, but then you start adding other players doing the same thing, and all of a sudden you have a huge purse to spend again.
If the rumors are true, they've already made all the Ohtani $700 million back off of that investment, and they're probably putting that money in some kind of like huge escrow account or something that's going to grow it massively,
possibly,
by the time they even have to pay it. And then it'll just be like in an account already. Just distribute this money on this date every day, and they'll have all the rest of it to
Nope.
reinvest even
Exactly.
more. It's crazy. And it should be a lesson to other teams about why you could defer money and actually do some good use with it. I'm looking at you, Tom Ricketts,
I don't think
you cheap ass,
I don't think he's
bitching about Jason Hayward's 2016 money. You got a damn championship out of it.
I know. and
You broke
he's
the curse
bitching
of the
about-
Billy Goat. For God's sakes, man. What is your problem? Why are they so cheap?
They are so against the deferment. I don't understand it. But
I want to say, like, as much as the Dodgers players are relishing it, the fans that are mad at the Dodgers are mad at the wrong people, man.
exactly. The managers, I mean, the owners should be spending more. We know how much the Cubs spend.
The only thing I'd like to see differently is that all the TV revenue, whether it's local or national, gets split up evenly amongst all 30 teams so that we have a competitive balance with TV money. It's not right that other teams like the Dodgers, for example, get a guarantee of $350 million from their TV contract every year, while like the Padres don't even have one.
Right.
And they're like basically relying on MLB to put out their product. Terrible. I don't know how they're going to fix it before 2027 and the lockout, because a lot of this is going to be at the center of that.
That's okay. ESPN is going to buy MLB, so that will get fixed up.
Yeah, but
No.
that's not going to stop the league from locking out, and it's not going to stop the prices from going up on us, the consumers,
Of
everybody.
course. Of course.
But aside from that, a couple things caught my attention, and I think it's fair to point out that the Dodgers are relishing a little bit too much in how they won, and they're saying a little bit too much, maybe of the quiet part out loud. That's what happens when you drink a lot and celebrate with a bunch of media cameras rolling. And one of those came out. It was Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow once again. Now, it wasn't Blake Snell opening his mouth like he did after Game 5 when he called the Blue Jays lucky for beating him at home. His second loss of the World Series, by the way. But Tyler Glasnow was celebrating with Blake Snell after the game. They were former teammates together in Tampa Bay,
That's
and
true.
they were sort of reminiscing about how they were on the opposite end of this together in the 2020 shortened season. The Rays played the Dodgers in the World Series that year, the Randy Arozarena World Series, if you'll remember, and they lost that World Series to this Dodgers team. A lot of different faces on this Dodgers team, like Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, but Max Muncy and Mookie Betts were there. So whatever. Dave Roberts was there. Clayton Kershaw. There's a lot of those players and faces were there. Nevertheless, they are reminiscing here. And Tyler Glasnow says, hey, if you can't beat them, join them, baby. And they have a high five and a big laugh and chuckle about it together. And I felt like this just really captured why the Dodgers are disliked by some people. It's because of this, like, yeah, you're right, Blake and Tyler. You both couldn't beat the Dodgers. You couldn't do it. So you had to join them in order to accomplish your goals. And I'm not a big fan of that personally. You know, like it kind of feels like a cop out to me a little bit.
It
You know, and
does.
I'm not saying you shouldn't get paid or whatever and go to the teams that are going to pay you money, but you know, Tyler Glasnow was traded. That's not his choice. Blake Snell came to the Padres, I believe, as a free agent because Kevin Cash and him didn't get along. Nevertheless, the Dodgers are the first team that I feel like has unlocked what could be Blake Snell's true potential when he doesn't think on the mound and when he just pitches.
Occasionally.
So he did well in the playoffs this
Sure,
year,
sure.
and he seems to have turned a corner since August when he came back. We'll wait and see on the long-term effects before I make any, solemn vows that Blake Snell is a changed man forever.
Okay.
But this just little exchange bothered me. And then during the parade yesterday, Kiki Hernandez took the microphone. And, I just want to point out when you have a championship celebration, you are hosting fans in your stadium and families and kids. And the Dodgers present themselves as such a Shohei's a dad now. And Freddie Freeman's a dad. And everyone's a family dad here. And they have that bond together, right? They're a bunch of veterans that are dads together. And yet you have Kiki Hernandez going on stage at a event where there's probably a ton of Los Angeles families and dropping F-bombs on the stage. Can we stop this, please? Like the shock value of dropping F-bombs in the middle of championship celebrations, it's getting old. It's wearing thin. You're not the first one to do it. It's just stop it already and
Show some class
and be more classy. Exactly. The Dodgers want to be looked at as this classy organization, and this kind of came off as classless. The Tyler Glasnow exchange with the media. I know they're excited and celebrating and happy and gloating, but it's just too much. And these are just examples of why the Dodgers sometimes can come across as off-putting and unlikable to some fans, myself included.
Thank you for clarifying.
Now, Dave Roberts did say the magic words. He got permission, apparently, from Pat Riley, of all people, who coined the phrase back in the 80s, everybody. The Dodgers do intend to go for a three-peat here. They want 3 in a row, and I do think that would cement this team as a true dynasty. Even if they win 3 in 4 years, it's a dynasty. The Blackhawks won 3 in 5 years. I think that's a dynasty. You know, they were the dominant team of that era.
Absolutely.
Whether you win 3 out of 5, 3 out of 3, 5 out of 5, you're a dynasty.
So they need one more to be considered a dynasty.
I think they need one more to be considered a dynasty with this group. With Freddie, Mookie, Shohei.
That's true.
I
But
think
the group will be
if they
different.
don't win, and then like Freddie retires and Mookie, and they don't win, and then they bring in some new faces, like I don't know. I mean, they're already talking about spending on some of these new free agents that are going to be out there, and I can't take the off-season conversation. But
who are they going to play against if they gobble up all the star power?
I don't
at
know.
the end of the day?
They might win one more championship, and then we just have a whole lockout forever because they won't want to budge, and the other teams are going to say you're being unfair.
Yeah.
It could be a big shit show. But in the meantime, we have one last thing to talk about with the Dodgers before we move on. Clayton Kershaw is hanging them up, and he leaves a champion. It's hard to argue that he got to leave on top. It's always a fun feeling, I guess, if you're a player of his stature, like Tom Brady, Clayton Kershaw, Michael Jordan. I know he came back and played with the Wizards, but he won his last game with the Bulls and got to hoist the trophy, and that means something to me as a Bulls fan. But Clayton Kershaw is going to go to the Hall of Fame, everybody. It's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. 223 wins, over 3,000 strikeouts, a 2.53 lifetime ERA, a recipient of the Roberto Clemente Award back in 2012, 5 ERA titles, 2014 MVP as a pitcher. No bat. Well, he did hit back then, but not like Ohtani does today. But the big thing here is that
how many Cy Youngs did he have?
3-time Cy Young Award winner, and anyone that wins 3 is a guarantee. DeGrom has been talked about for years. Is he going to have enough with 2 to get into the Hall of Fame, and that he needs a 3rd? Clayton doesn't have that problem. He's got the 3. Also an 11-time All-Star. So
that's a lot. Wow. Impressive.
Definitely. A Gold Glove winner, a pitching Triple Crown winner, ERA, wins, and strikeouts.
So you think is he going to be a first-time ballot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to be a first-time ballot. So congratulations on a career for Clayton Kershaw, probably the most notable player that's hanging him up in a while. Just
impressive.
Amazing career. So, okay, Nika. Well, outside of Dodgerland, the offseason has begun. Yankees-Giants is 141 days away from opening night, everybody. And I want to remind everyone, with the World Baseball Classic this year, there will be no Tokyo or no Korea series this year for the Dodgers, because it's always going to be the Dodgers, let's be honest. But those players probably will be playing for their respective countries. Some of them, like Fernando Tatis Jr. and Manny Machado, will be playing for the Dominican Republic. I assume Team Japan from the Dodgers will be playing for Team Japan, and that there's some kind of underhanded written rule with MLB that they have to play.
I don't know.
We'll speculate about this at another time. Yeah. I know Nika's got thoughts. I got thoughts. And with that math, it will be 142 days now until the rest of the teams start with opening day. March 26th. It's early this year.
No. Nice.
But yeah. Here we go. The countdown is already on to maybe our last baseball season for a long time, Nika.
Could happen.
But in the meantime, the Braves have hired a manager.
Oh.
They have hired Walt Weiss.
Who?
And this was the hand-picked replacement of Brian Snitker. Walt Weiss is a player from my era. I believe he had some seasons with the Oakland A's, who are no longer the Oakland A's and just the A's because they're moving to Vegas in a couple years. But nevertheless, he was handpicked by the now retired Brian Snitker, who is staying in the Braves organization in some kind of advisory capacity. He's like a 49-year Braves lifer, so I'm not really surprised that he's hanging around. But Walt Weiss is older. He's 61. And some people questioning whether he's going to connect with this group of guys or not. He's not going to be the same exact guy as Snitker, even though Snitker picked him, But good hire by the Braves, probably. Nothing unusual here. They tend to stick with their in-house hires, and Walt Weiss has been in their organization working as a coach in AAA, and
so they are familiar with each other, the
yeah.
players and him. So that's a good thing.
Some familiarity.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there are tons of free agents now hitting the market, including some players that are opting out, like Michael King from the Padres is a free agent. Alex Bregman has opted out after signing a 3-year, $120 million deal with opt-outs after both years. He is out. And by the way, half of that money was deferred every year, $20 million to $20 million.
Okay.
So I guess he opts out of getting all that $80 million. That's a lot of money leaving out there, but he must think he can do better. So we'll wait and see. I'm sure he will. Bo Bichette, World Series almost hero, Bo Bichette. He delivered. He had some great at bats, and he hit that big home run in Game 7 to give them that 3-run lead. And I thought he was doing Kyle Schwarber things. I called it ahead of time.
He sure did.
Almost got the team over the hurdle, but I don't want to talk about it anymore. You will see Kyle Schwarber's name on this list, along with Ranger Suarez, his teammate in Philadelphia, and Robert Suarez, not his brother, but another pitcher in San Diego, who will not be back, by the way.
Most likely. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. Kyle Tucker, though, is a free agent from the Cubs.
Not a shocker there either.
Yeah, not a shocker. And if you believe the rumors, he and his teammate, Shota Imanaga, who is also now a free agent as of this morning, are going to be going to the Dodgers.
Oh, so basically most of them are going to go to the Dodgers.
Yes.
Where are they going to put them all?
Well, Shota Imanaga is going to eat innings from April until August. That's what I read. I can't take credit for that one, but that was hilarious. Yeah. You can see the full list of free agents here. Pete Alonso, Luis Arraez, big names. Cody Bellinger back on the free agent market already.
Well, he's not going to the Dodgers.
Josh Naylor. Munetaka Murakami also going to be posted by his Japanese team. And
the Dodgers will take him.
Yep, probably. Shit. We're screwed, aren't we?
No, totally.
If this does happen, I mean, it's only going to increase the likeliness of a lockout for a long time. But before they play against anybody, the Padres, everybody, need a manager, and we still have no news, Nika. Even as of this recording, my eyes have been on my phone screen, looking at the tweets as they come in. Nothing. What is happening here? I mean, we had the big 9.5-hour Pujols interview a week ago. Do you think that there is like internal struggle with the Padres right now?
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's entirely possible, and I would not be shocked, everybody, if Albert Pujols is the new manager of the Padres and AJ Preller is on his way to Colorado to be their new general manager.
I would welcome that news, actually, because, as all the good AJ has done, sometimes you got to clean house and bring the new manager and GM to be on the same timetable.
Yeah, I like AJ's aggressiveness, but if he's going to continue to rely too much on analytics and not enough on like just old school baseball fundamentals, then they're not going to be a balanced team.
Yeah.
And I don't see the Padres doing anything to compete with the Dodgers in the next decade of Ohtani. There's 8 years remaining here.
I know.
8 years left. Oy. So do the right thing. In the meantime, though, we don't have Pujols, but we do have one Latin sensation that has been seen in Padres marketing in the last weekend, and that is our guy from the WWE, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, everybody. This comes a month or so before the Survivor Series at the end of November. which will be at Petco Park, everybody. The reigning men's intercontinental champion and AAA mega champion, double champion, double Dom.
Dirty Dom Mysterio.
And this was a marketing ad featuring Dom teasing what will be the Padres' new City Connect uniforms. This was released on Day of the Dead, everybody. Dia de los Muertos.
Okay. As long as they don't have
the
skeletons.
Spanish holiday on November 1st. This was dropped on November 2nd. Happy Day of the Dead. For the faithful, we see the face paint that is famous that goes along with this, and we see some of the coloring perhaps that's going to be featured in the new unis, and we get the date City Connect 2.0 coming from the Padres and Nike April 2026. I'm excited for the new uniforms.
That's
now,
cool.
Can I see them when Albert Pujols comes out and announced as manager, please?
That would be great. Because the AI generated ones don't do it for me.
Yeah, they don't. I need to see what these are actually really going to look like.
Yeah.
Those AI.
Yeah.
Bad news Bears. Hey, Nika, speaking of the Bears, guess what? The Bears won a crazy football game on Sunday. In the closing seconds of the game, 17 seconds left on the clock, Caleb Williams hits rookie tight end Colston Loveland, who catches the ball, cradles it with both hands, and somehow breaks free of 2-3 tacklers on the Bengals and just scurries in for the touchdown, a 58-yarder. And the Bears didn't give up a Hail Mary this time.
I know. Crazy finish to the crazy game.
They did give up 14 points, though, in like 2 minutes right before that in order for the Bengals to take a 1-point lead, which was, oh my gosh, crazy.
I thought the game was lost at that time.
You and a lot of people thought the game was lost. This was a wild game, and it even had a wild milestone. Caleb Williams, everybody. Oh. Caleb Williams had some fun plays in this game. And if you've watched our show, our pregame shows for the Bears, postgame shows for the Bears, you will know that I've been calling for Ben Johnson to make this game fun for the Bears offense in order to loosen them up and just stop pressuring themselves so damn much. And I feel like he's done that. He's gotten that flea flicker in week 3 against the Cowboys. And he implemented some awesome plays this week, including DJ Moore throwing Caleb Williams a touchdown pass, everybody.
That was unusual. Yeah.
This felt like the 85 Bears to me, like when Walter Payton was throwing touchdown passes to Jim McMahon, everyone. If you remember, if you know, you know. Nevertheless, look at this. Caleb Williams is now the only player in NFL history. Yes, you heard that correctly. The only player in NFL history to have a game with 275 or more passing yards, 50 or more rushing yards, and 20 or more receiving yards in one game. Recording statistics in all categories. I mean, that's just a cool player. I don't care who you are. I don't care what position you play. That's fun. That's awesome. That's great. Go Caleb.
Go Caleb. That's impressive for one game.
Hey, we're going to be recording our Good, Bad, and Ugly Bears post-game show right after this, so keep your eyes peeled for that on our channel coming within the next probably 12 to 14 hours, I would say. In the meantime, speaking of Chicago and the Bulls, and the Bears, we got to talk about the Bulls.
Too many duh.
Too many does, everybody. The Bulls lose their first game of the season to the Knicks on Sunday night. We've been following it. It was getting exciting. I wanted to see how far they could go. But I did warn of caution on our last episode, Nika, because, the Bulls are young. Their best 2 players are 23 years old and 21 years old, respectively.
They're babies.
That's pretty babyish. Now, the Bulls will have a chance to get back in the win column tonight. They are hosting the 76ers in Chicago. The 76ers also 5-1, sitting atop the Eastern Conference with the Bulls. So we get this early 2025-2026 Eastern Conference showdown, everybody, between these two teams that are tied for the top spot right now.
Who are you taking for this game?
Boy, oh boy, this is a tough one for me. I think I might take the 76ers. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here or anything, but the Bulls have a pretty tough schedule coming up. More on that in a second. Josh Giddey, he recorded his first triple-double of the season against the Knicks. This is now his 8th, though, as a member of the Bulls. He had 7 last year in his first season. Josh Giddey is 23 years old, and this is already his 5th season, and he just turned 23 on October 10th.
Wow, I hope he stays healthy.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is already being talked about as one of the biggest steals in a trade all time. This trade happened in the offseason last year, not this previous offseason, but the offseason before. So he was on our team last year, and now he's back, and he's 6'7". He's a big guard. You know, he's got some size.
Yeah.
Him and Buzelis together. I mean, you got a nice nucleus to grow with here. It'd be really interesting to see how this season progresses, and if the Bulls are able to make any trades that help them not only this year but in the long term as well. Because Kobe White is hurt, but he's coming back, and he's on an expiring contract, and we know how that goes in professional sports. Look at this November schedule for the Bulls, because it is tough, everybody. They already lost to the Knicks, and they have the Sixers tonight at home. Friday night, they have the Milwaukee Bucks at home. They welcome Giannis, and then they have to go and play the Cavs on the road. You're talking about the Sixers, the Bucks, and the Cavs, you know, 3 of the top teams in the East. So the Bulls, games. You know, while they have flexed some early season muscle, I'd like to see them win one of these 3 games just to show that they belong with this group. I don't want to see them 5-4, you know, come next Monday or Tuesday or whenever it is. So some tougher games coming up on the schedule. You can see they're going to have, you know, it looks like the circus trip is gone, everybody. Like every November, the Bulls used to take a big, long West Coast circus trip, and I just don't see that this year. So I don't think the circus is coming to town anymore in Chicago. Let me know if you're in Chicago. Is the circus still coming to town? I'm curious. I'm just spitballing here, but
maybe they eliminate it.
Maybe the circus is no longer coming to town. It doesn't matter. It's still a tough schedule here. I see the Spurs as well, the Pacers at the end of the month. So, yeah,
tough.
Some games.
Some tough games.
We'll be watching, looking to see where everything is at around Christmas, I think, before we get super hyped about the Bulls season.
Okay.
All right, Nika, we got to move on and talk about some wrestling.
Oh, boy. That was a lot happening with wrestling.
A lot has been happening in the WWE. I want to take us back to Saturday night's main event first, because we got some hardware exchanging hands. First up, CM Punk. I mean, it didn't really exchange hands so much as it was up for grabs here between him and Jey Uso. CM Punk emerges victorious, and I'm happy to report that he was able to hang on to the title throughout the weekend. He didn't lose it within 5 minutes this time. Congratulations, CM, on your new World Heavyweight Championship victory. Cody Rhodes remains WWE Champion. No big shocker here with Drew McIntyre. A lot of people wondering, where does Drew McIntyre go from here? I mean, he seems to just be coming up on the short end of every single stick since we've been watching. Damian Priest ended him in the cage match back in May. Cody Rhodes ends him again here. It was his 2nd title match, September, November. Damn. Where do you go from here, Drew McIntyre?
I don't know. Put him on Raw and challenge CM Punk.
Speaking of hanging on to hardware, Dirty Dominic Mysterio is still the Intercontinental Champion after defeating Penta and Rusev in a triple threat match. This was hilarious. I mean, the standout moment of the whole show for me, Dirty Dom ringing the bell while Rusev was camel clutching Penta in the ring, hoping to get a submission. He hears the bell. He lets go of Penta, raises his arms in victory, only to find out moments later that Dirty Dom has tricked him with the ring bell, ringing the alarm, and therefore Penta never tapped, so the match was still ongoing. Dirty Dom did bring the hammer into the ring, of course. It didn't go as planned, but he still snuck away with the victory.
Called it.
Yep. And then he had a fun meeting on Raw. But before we get there, I did screen grab this. Dirty Dom calling himself after the match King of the Luchadors, as he's been doing so. That will play in a minute. Just remember that moment. However, one title that did change hands was the Women's WWE Championship. Tiffy time is officially run out of clock. Jade Cargill is your new women's champion. Now, I got to ask, what happened to the WWE marketing department here? Because we did not get a poster
With
like
that?
we got for the other 3 matches. What happened here, WWE marketing team?
They dropped the ball.
They definitely dropped the ball. I had to screen grab this. Jade doing her flex pose as usual. This time, though, she's holding hardware in her hands. First time she's won a WWE Women's Championship belt. Congratulations to her. She also got the honorary Tops Now card
nice.
with a 1-of-1 signature card that will be going out there somewhere. If you've never seen Jade's signature, pretty stylish. It's just very simple but elegant. Meanwhile, CM Punk also gets the 1-of-1 treatment with some autographs going out. His signature is a little bit more messy, traditional messy, but I like it. Nevertheless, keep your eyes out if you're ordering any Tops Now cards of these moments to remember.
Okay.
Hey, this moment was caught backstage. Cody Rhodes was putting the title on CM Punk at the end of the night, and then they posed for a picture together as champions. I mean, 2 good guys have the belts now. I don't like that. You know, I would have preferred Drew to win if CM, you know, and who are you going to be a bad guy? Jey Uso's not really a heel as much as they try to make him one.
Yeah.
He's never going to be.
But maybe Cody will turn heel.
Well, that would be something.
Wouldn't that be?
Speaking of CM Punk, he kicked off the Raw is War show, and that was last night in the Land of Enchantment, Nika. It was in New Mexico.
No, it was.
Yes, indeed.
Albuquerque, if I remember correctly.
Yes, and this was how the show started, and we got a shocker right off the bat. Logan Paul is back after CM Punk issues sort of an open challenge for the title. Logan Paul responds and comes out on Raw. This caught me off guard because we haven't seen Logan since Paris, since he lost to John Cena. But everybody loved his performance. He put on a great show. He's back. He got a 2-month vacation, and now he comes out to issue a challenge to CM Punk. And CM Punk didn't want to have any of it at first. He's like, no, anyone but you. But that quickly changed because he was joined outside by the Vision.
Of course, the Breakers, the Bronsons.
Of course. And the Bronsons came out, and this started a big powwow. Logan Paul did leave and then came back and got some of the punishment from the Vision as well. So CM Punk gets some punishment. The Logan Paul gets some punishment. This all is how the evening got started. Then the tide quickly changed. CM Punk backstage with Jey Uso. Now they're tag team partners suddenly again, taking on the Vision. So all the hatchet, I guess, from the Saturday night's main event was buried quickly, and it's all about the greater good, right?
At the end of the day, yes.
Well, they lose this matchup, and it is Logan Paul coming out at the end to, I guess, dish out the surprise blow of the evening. After coming to CM Punk's aid earlier in the episode, he came back out as the Bronze were looking to do some damage, as they usually do. We're talking about the tsunami, of course, the spears. I think they got called a 23-mile-per-hour spear.
Yeah.
That Braun Breaker is capable of dishing out. That's a heavy load right there.
Pretty fast one, yeah.
That'll leave some scars. Nevertheless, Logan Paul comes out. He looks like he's gonna help CM Punk again. And what does he do? He puts on his brass knuckles, Nika, and decks CM Punk in the face with those knucks. As JR used to call him, the brass knucks. The brass knucks. Yeah, if you know, you know. Anyways, this all got me thinking, who's next for CM Punk here? Is it going to be Braun Breaker or is it going to be Logan Paul? And is that going to cause some friction between the Vision and Logan Paul?
I don't know, but Logan Paul is joining the Vision right now. So we have to wait and see how the Survivor Series going to shape up, because I think that's the beginning of that alliance.
Yeah, I think that this is all heading for some kind of a teammate situation at Survivor Series. It wouldn't shock me if Brock Lesnar got added to the mix and it was Brock, Logan Paul, and Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed in a stable of 4. Get ready. Buckle up, folks. I'm just curious who CM Punk's going to wrestle next for the title more. And I guess also I'm going to ask the question, is Logan Paul going to be on SmackDown this week? Is he back now? SmackDown's his usual show. I missed him. He's a good villain on the mic. And so I feel like it would be good if he was back, especially with Seth being gone.
Yeah, they need to implement it a little bit more.
Absolutely. All right. I want to turn my attentions to this tag team matchup we got last night. The Stephanie Vaquer and Nikki Bella were taking on the Judgment Day, everybody. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. This has been boiling for a while. It started with Roxanne challenging Stephanie for the women's title. Roxanne won some opportunity at that, I believe. I don't remember exactly how it went down, but nevertheless, we got this match last night, and I don't really care about this matchup. What I really wanted to talk about was Nikki Bella and Stephanie Vaquer and how they just don't belong together. They're not right for each other. Am I wrong in this?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I get that Nikki Bella is a Hall of Famer, but she's also a from the Divas era. And, she's kind of come back and just started wrestling again. First, she had a beef with Becky Lynch, and then she kind of latched on to Stephanie. And I don't know, for whatever reason, she got put with Stephanie, but I just feel like it's such an odd pairing to the point where I just don't like it. Like, Nikki, to me, does not vibe at all with Stephanie. Stephanie is the opposite of a WWE diva. She's an actual luchadora, wrestler, like with appreciation and respect for much more than beyond the WWE diva brand. I'm not saying she doesn't respect what came before her in terms of women's wrestling, but I think she sees herself as much more than a WWE diva, and she would be 100% correct.
Yeah.
So I really just don't like Nikki sort of coming in and honing in on her energy. I feel like she's crippling her a little bit, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. I don't know what else to say.
That might create some drama later.
Maybe
that's
they
the
will
angle.
split up and Stephanie will get enough and they will wind up having a match with each other. I wouldn't hate that, but I'm really having a tough time with like Nikki's fake energy. I'm going to call it that because I just don't buy. She comes across more actor-ish to me as a performer, and there's room for that. Chelsea Green comes to mind.
Yeah.
She's funny to me, but I don't see her and Stephanie vibing with the same energy. I think she's crimping Stephanie's authenticity a little bit.
Okay, that's a good point.
All right. Well, one luchador who was back in the building last night was Dirty Dominic Mysterio, Nika, and he was celebrating his double championship. He came out to do a promo, and as he was doing it, he was interrupted by Daddy. Rey Mysterio came out and confronted Dirty Dom. Oh, wow. We get a family drama here ahead of Survivor Series. This is coming right ahead of this big Petco Park experience, which I can't help but notice. Dirty Dom was used in the San Diego Padres marketing. He's a big time star right now. They're going to Petco Park. Is this going to be the match? Are we capitalizing on the Mysterio name? Is Ray going to challenge Dom?
Maybe. It's not a bad idea.
Oh, well.
But is it going to be one of those bring out the old timers for the last time of glory?
I don't know. I feel like this is just maybe capitalizing on the Mysterio name and the San Diego experience that is going to happen at Survivor Series and some fan service maybe a little bit in the middle of all this drama. I don't even expect Dom to lose. I mean, look at how much taller he is. Come on. I mean, Dom must have been drinking milk when he was a kid because Daddy got the short end of the stick.
No pun intended.
I kid. I mean, I'm joking here, but not really. I couldn't help but notice
Maybe he has a
the
very
height
tall
differential
mother.
here.
Maybe his mama is tall.
Maybe. Rey Mysterio is not happy that Dom is calling himself king of the luchadors. And I said, remember that earlier. So I feel like there's going to be some kind of showdown coming out of this. I don't think they would have introduced this for nothing. Rey Mysterio, by the way, was medically cleared just yesterday to resume wrestling again. So I feel like they're getting ready for a match here of some kind. Cool.
Yeah.
The Survivor Series is November 29th. But that's not the most exciting thing that I feel like is on the WWE calendar. I'm looking at Saturday night's main event in December, where we will get John Cena's final match in Washington, D.C. That is, let me squint here. December 13th, everybody.
Yes,
sorry, my graphic was not made big enough, but we now know how we will learn of who John Cena will be fighting in his final WWE match. And there's going to be a tournament. The Last Time Is Now tournament.
That's correct.
This has got me excited, actually. And we're actually going to get a lot more information, I think, about this next week in Boston. We're going to hear from the man. We only saw a behind-the-scenes promo that was like pre-recorded. John Cena himself did not come out live and do any promo for this event yet. That is going to happen next week when Raw is in Boston, where John Cena is from. This is when it will officially begin. Monday, November 10th on Netflix. Raw is War. And we do have two matches. We know that Sheamus will be facing Shinsuke Nakamura, everybody. So good to see the roster getting utilized here.
Yeah.
It's time for that semi-annual tournament, right? They were probably in the Battle Royale as well, somewhere in the mix. But nevertheless, here we go. Sheamus and Shinsuke. And then we also have Damian Priest taking on Rusev, everybody. So two of these matches announced. I mean, did they announce how many people are going to be in the tournament itself?
16 total.
So 16. So we now know 4, a quarter of the entrants.
Yes, so there's 12 spots left.
The big reason I wanted to talk about this more in depthly is because we have been given some teases, that the Raw roster will be utilized, the SmackDown roster will be utilized, the NXT roster will be utilized, but also that there will be some non-currently signed WWE faces that are going to be allowed, I guess, to participate in this tournament.
Past wrestlers or anybody from the street?
Yeah, past
join?
wrestlers.
Okay.
There's talks, and we're just wondering. Now, Cena had some notoriously historic feuds with Chris Jericho, whose name has been swirling with rumors of return recently, and also Edge, who is another wrestler from that era that I know well and obviously enjoyed his time in WWE. A little bit more of a like long trench coat kind of personality, at least when I was watching. But I would welcome either one of these two returning. That would be a really fun experience for me as a newfound fan. I don't know if we'll see all these people in the tournament or not. I do think we're going to see some surprise faces. I'm going to hold my expectations in check, though, for Jericho and Edge, just because I want it to be them, but I don't know enough to know that it's going to be them for sure. Anyway, stay tuned for the John Cena tournament, everybody. It should be exciting. Now, just a couple more things to get through before we get out of here. Becky Lynch showed up last night.
Oh, she did.
She had a little speech about Maxine Dupree. We saw Maxine last week. We did not see her last night, but there is going to be a third rubber match between these two. And God damn, Becky better win.
I hope it's the last one too.
Sick and tired of this feud, and I don't think that Maxine is in Becky's class.
So basically,
right now, not saying she can't be in the future, but right now.
True. So we kind of agree with Becky's statement yesterday.
I agree, and I was glad to see her come out a little bit fiery here and be like, "This is not going to happen." Anyways, moving on. Judgment Day, the men got their rematch already for the titles, and they lost to the new tag team champions, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Now, I brought this up because Dom was back out at ringside last night for this matchup, and he tried to interfere, but the referee stopped him. He said, no, you can't do that. This left Finn Balor to have to resort to other antics, and it just wound up having them lose the match, So I don't know if the Judgment Day is done now, getting a tag team run here, or if they're going to continue feuding with AJ Styles. I think it's funny that Dom got the rest of Judgment Day dragged into his feud sort of with AJ Styles indirectly, and now he wound up costing them their titles to him. It's all building to some big Judgment Day, I think, breakup. And I'm wondering how Rey Mysterio might now fit into this and Survivor Series and what's all going to happen. It should be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Okay. The women's tag team champions showed up last night. We had a tag team matchup of the Kabuki Warriors taking on Bailey and Lyra Valkyria, sorry. And I'm calling them the Crazies, if you will, because they're just both a little cuckoo in the head right now. So we had the Kabukis versus the Crazies last night on Raw, and neither one of them really won anything because Asuka and Kairi Sane did win, but the women's tag team champs showed up and flexed their muscle, basically. And the Kabuki Warriors, it looks like, are the ones that they're going to be entering into more of a feud with here, which I kind of am excited about because it's SmackDown versus Raw.
It is.
And we don't get a lot of that.
Yeah, and four of these women are really good at what they do.
Yeah, we'll have 4 experienced people in the ring working with each other. Plus, it gets Rhea Ripley and Io Sky away from the Kabuki Warriors a little bit, and they need to come back strong. So much talent on the roster and not enough time, right, Nika?
Always.
All right. Well, the tag team drama in the men's and women's division is heating up, and so is everything else. We will be staying tuned to all of it so we can talk to you, the fans and listeners out there of the Kanika Sports Show. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for the support, the subscriptions. We really appreciate it. And we will be back before the end of the week with more content for you guys with baseball, football, basketball, and WWE. We cover it all here. We spray it around to all fields. We enjoy it. Thank you once again.